Now a sword in my hands, just a will that won't break. I've seen Midas terror tremble, felt every quake. Sam carried Frodo when he couldn't go on. Now I carry that heart even when hope is gone. Then came Gandalf's staff, lit the sky. Even the darkest times still let light fly. From Isengard fall to Helm's Deep's last stand. I rise with the brave, not just sword in hand. Don't fight for crowns, I don't kneel to fate. I stand like Eo and I won't hesitate. Aragorn's cry, Theoden's charge in the fray. I'm the flame in the dusk of the break of day. I don't fight for crowns, I don't kneel to fate. I stand like Eo and I won't hesitate. Aragorn's cry, Theoden's charge in the fray. I'm the flame in the dusk, the break of day. Fellow of the rings, I give it all. From Moria's dark to Mountain Fall. Fellow, beyond the pain, we fight till it's over, we rise again. From ashes we rise, we answer the call. We stand for the light, we are one for all. Born with the fire like smog in the air, but I learned from Boromir, beware despair. Power corrupts, the ring's heavy price. Gollum fell chasing it twice. I saw Denethor fall, blinded by fear, while Faramir stood, silent but clear. Galadriel's grace, but a fire inside. She passed on the test, while others just lied. I'm not just a fighter, I'm light through the shade. Like Legolas swift and Gimli unafraid. From Rivendell's peace to the Black Gate's cry, I rise like the eagles, I will not die. Fellow, we give it all. From the Shire to Shadow, we heed the call. Fellow, beyond the flame, with hearts unbroken, we rise again. Through trolls and wraiths, we rise through the fall. We stand for the weak, we are one for all. Fellow, through fire and stone, from ends that march to thrones overthrown. Fellow, no fear remains, even Sauron's shadow breaks at our name. We carry the ring, we answer the call. We stand as the light, we are one for all. I am here with the fellow of the rings.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Today is Tuesday. Beautiful Tuesday to you guys. I hope you are having an amazing day. As you guys can see on the screen, as we just logged into the game, started the stream, we're going for a hit on Mike's settlement here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what happens to us. Did we do well? Did we do poorly? Okay, we did pretty well on this first hit. Are you not gonna protect guard Eldarian? Or are you gonna just let me hit now? How's everybody doing? Let's see. We got Brandon Miller in the house. How you doing, Brandon? How you doing, Soldier 84? We got King of the Dead, Blue Eyes Night Dragon, Wyman, boa noite também, Eduardo, Cleona, and Murph. How you doing? All right. Do I want to hit a second time? I might actually try, because they might try to guard. Guys, so many unread reports. Oh, you are correcto mundo. Let me read this, or else I might get slaughtered here. All right, so let's hit this one. I'll go for Mike's again, because I might actually get some resources if I uproot. All right. Let's go, baby. What's up, that guy fly? Vamos ver como está a temporada. É isso aí, meu querido. Hope you guys are doing fantastically well. I need to apologize. In a way, apologize. I know I'm trying to stream every day. Wife is pregnant. She's not feeling too good. I mentioned this before. I have 2 days off, so I'll be able to definitely be streaming a little bit more the next couple of days. Ooh, who drew against me? Come on, let's eat him up, Oh, not too bad. Not too shabby. Let's go. I'm going to have to draw back, though, which is fine. I was really looking forward to eating this one up, too. But What's up, my boy Soldier 84, King Kakamura, Soldier 84. Thanks for the update on the season. So great PvP this season. Oh man, amazing Soldier 84. I appreciate the support, man. You have no idea how grateful. I mean, I guess you do. You've been supporting for quite a bit of time, brother. I appreciate it. Hey, a little bearding coming. See, look, to be honest with you guys, I like the beard, but I don't know. It's nice having the feel of a clean shaved face. I'm not sure yet what I want to do. What's up, Ghost? Now, let's run through the update in the server, show you guys everything that's been going on. And I'll talk about why I haven't been exactly, I didn't stream last night. I didn't stream the days before. There's a reason for that. There is family situation. Oh, yes. There is a baby coming, Wyman. I thought you knew, man. So, I'm considering. I need to see. I feel like I look a lot older when I have the long beard on, and it's not like I'm trying to look young, but I'm not trying to look way too past my age. So let's have a look here. Let's look at the map first and foremost. Last time, you guys, in the last stream we did, I believe we were fighting in the east. We were fighting Erebor, which we streamed us taking back this pass, which was Eldarian. What's up? How you doing, man? We took the pass and then we moved all the way over here. As you can see, got some room players over here. Okay, we moved all the way up this way into Erebor lands. All right, and then it seems that there was some kind of motion up north. Angmar signaling that they were going to attack Erebor or vice versa. I don't know. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not going to be here talking about who attacked who or who said what, because I'm not in leadership. I'm just happy to play and do as much as I can for the team. And so, this guy said this or that guy said that. I honestly, it doesn't matter to me. The issue is that everybody's always gonna defend their position. I've tried. Boa noite, King Graham. Boa noite. It's everybody's gonna have their own version of what they believe is the correct thing. Actually, let me let everybody know. YouTube, yo. And so I spent countless hours trying to argue, and I say argue, just share my point of view and try to get some people to understand what I was trying to say. So I'm not gonna do that. If people are doing this or that, leave that to world chat. Leave that to people discussing. We'll allow or give a chance for leaders to then. At the end of the season, we'll do the awards, and then leaders can come and talk about things. But, okay. So, all I do know is that Angmar and Erebor are now fighting each other here. I believe... Let's see, Angmar has... so Angmar took this one, and they moved east. Erebor took this one, and they moved west. So, you got a big pin of 17 million here. And you got a pin of 26 million, totaling 43 million participants. All right. And this one, Order is at the top, and this one, Lame is at the top. This is interesting, although you got Erebor and Lame at the top of the pins on both. Although one is inside Erebor. And the other is, and the other is inside Angmar. Okay. Sometimes when I'm just looking at the at the maps, it feels a lot of times that because I play in such a competitive team, I don't know. Do you guys ever feel like this? In the beginning of the game, no, I'm not even talking about 1.0 or 2.0. I'm just talking about earlier in the history of the game. It felt like when I started Erebor, I cared that the landscape was all was, all snow, and you had a bunch of stone and iron. And I loved, just looking at, Gundaba, or let's go east a little bit, looking at Dale and Iron Hills, like, oh, that's so cool. I'm a dwarf. We're in these regions. And it feels like now it's just all about the PvP grind, like crazy PvP grind, that a lot of times I don't really appreciate, the design of the game, and the lore. As I used to just love just sitting looking at stuff, and that's crazy, man. 4 years into this already. What's up, Sam? Press card. Who are the worst team of the importance on the server? I mean, that's very subjective, I can say, oh, this team is or that team is. That's honestly very subjective. But going back to tunnel was the grind, yeah, definitely. So this guy's up here, and then what happened was a couple days. I can't even remember what day it was. Arnor took this pass and it started going down into our lands. Like I believe, like all the way down here. They took the pass and moved because a lot of people had moved east. They moved their settlements east. What's up, Clayona? Welcome to our Hobbit supporter group. I appreciate that. Wow. Worst team on the server is Yudes, apparently. Even on the server they're not on. Gregory, glad I can support your content. It's nice to have game-related content to help build the community. I appreciate it, brother. Honestly do. So they took this pass over here. Whatever group Ice Grim is on. So they took this pass, went down here. We hurried west to try to block them from, advancing more, and we were able to. It took us a whole day to move troops and tactical forts and, people down here. And now you have, because you can see a bunch of bases down here. Then a little bit later, they took this other pass, which we just took back, So, I mean, for some reason, they didn't advance this way, which I guess would make sense not to, because they really know where to really push. You're going to have to push east. And maybe they didn't want to do that. So we moved back. We took the pass. Little by little, we moved back here. We took the pass. And just, an hour? Let's see, 2 hours ago, we took this pass here. So now we got everything controlled, right? We took this. We got everything controlled. And people are now moving up here, I'm assuming, to get themselves some Moses. There you got Bombadil here and Bombadil here too. Okay, Moses here, Prights, and that's where we're currently at in terms of the map. Now we're advancing inside this territory. As you guys saw, as soon as I came in, I was hitting a army. They probably uprooted him by now. Yep, he's gone. Who was taking the tile? Give me a second. Let's mark this as red. Who's this guy? Eldario. What's up, Eldario? Taking the tile over there. Okay, so they're coming for this, for Hazy. Got a couple of defenders here. Nice that you can stay behind the settlement and you can hit guard from over here and still protect it. That's an awesome feature, I think. Really good one. Okay, so we're over here. We're chugging along into Arnor lands towards the keep. Now we definitely have a nice little buffer of protection for ourselves here. And that's where we're at right now. What's up, Burn E? Let's look at the leaderboards. You got the Beast in number 1 in first place. You got Raven, Duckwise for the top in the Gondor team in the 3rd position. And then Kitty, CV Duck. Sorry if I'm butchering that. Got Dumbo, which is Maddox, and got myself in 7th place. I'm not really looking for tiles, although I probably should, as I need more resources to keep the fight. I need to exchange a lot of these for grain. Grain is actually killing me right now. Now, in terms of merit, I'm, little by little chugging up on the scoreboard. I'm at the 33rd position, still behind a lot of players, 32. kind of stating the obvious here. Raven is still at the very top at 1.5 mil, and you got this guy from Order, and then you got Maddox in third place. Well, we're moving up. We're at 635. We just passed King Under the Mountain. What's up, Apollo? What's up, Mac? How you doing? What's up? Hello there. Yes, we'll potentially talk about that person in a little. What's up, Sirexta? Am I being lazy, man? Look, let me explain to you guys what I've been doing the last couple days. All right, let me start cooking some more troops here, though. In the meantime, I'm saving these points for now. I actually need to start looking for some 8s. I mean, I love me some 10s, but I'm not sure if we're gonna have that many. And I have a lot of wood and grain and ore. I don't need this much ore. I need more of the other ones. Where are my troops? What's up, Mr. Ugo99? How you doing, man? So y'all wrote Erebor, and now Arnor is getting some. Is anyone able to challenge your fellowship and ally? What's up, Helm? That's a good question. Where is it Brandon? Yes. That is a good question, and I'm not sure, to be honest. Look, I think it's to keep things, I'm not the type of person that likes. I'm not good at, like bantering. I'm not good at all. Like you guys see, sometimes people write stuff in chat and it's it's a joke. They're being sarcastic, or I don't really pick it up very well. So I'm doing pretty good, my friend. I'm doing quite well. Because I'm not good at that, I tend to not do it. So I kind of let people do whatever they want to do. I do think in some cases people do go overboard a little bit too. Some people are very, 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 very not nice. Eric, let's see if you can be honest on the stream about resorting to 24/7 pilots. I mean, a lot of people don't. I'm sure a lot of people don't resort to pilots, but I mean, some do, right? But a lot of people don't. So I'm not sure, at the end of the day, does that really matter to me? There was a comment on YouTube. This is funny. I gotta show you guys. Oh, where did I send this? There was a comment on YouTube. What's up, Ramiro? Buenas noches, I think. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Give me just a second, guys. It was quite funny. So I want to show you. Let's see. Oh, man. Can I find it? Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's here. Jeez, maybe I might not be able to find it. Might have to look into it. Give me a second here. Don't go anywhere. I'm here. I'm still here. I'm just gonna open up my YouTube comments for a second. Let's see if I can find. It's from, I think, the last live stream. It is kind of funny. And this is why, like I said, I prefer not going into opinions in the game, because people are gonna distort and come up with whatever they think is true for them. So it's really, really, really pointless. Let me show you guys this one. Is it here? Nope, it's not this one. Oh, it might be this one. Don't need that. Oh man, come on. Where is? Oh, I think it's this. I keep saying I think it's this for every single one. But I think it's this one. The guy deletes. Oh, actually, I might have it on my phone. Give me a second. Actually, I do. Where is it? Here you go. Here we go. Let me send it to myself. Let me send this to myself somewhere. Oh, I'll send it to my moderator chat, and then I can open it for you guys. Give me just a minute. This is quite funny. Here, image. Where is it? There we go. There we go. All right. Let me pick it up here on Discord, and you guys might understand why I avoid talking about in certain things on YouTube. All right. Where is OBS? Here we go. All right. Can you guys tell me if you guys can see this right here? So this guy left this comment a while back. Panda Lion Bear just to quote unquote win the mega server while they hate each other is for laughs. Poor rest of the teams got fooled to join the predetermined server from the streamer. I had a giggle. I had a giggle when I saw this comment. You know, from what I understand, Panda was the last to be able to pick a partner. They or at least, you know, the last to join the mega server, and maybe we'll bring all the leaders to talk about how the picking was, and we shall find out. All right, let me replenish this team here. I'll send it out again. What's up, Gen X dudes? Right, y'all a joke? I mean, I guess you might be on the team that's not currently advancing. I'm gonna assume to say something like that. Oh man, we might send it anyways. We're not full, but let's send. Let's send these guys for now. Okay. What's up, Riv? They finna catch these T1s. Well, I've been thinking and working a lot through my builds recently. Oh, I kind of want to send all the way here, but I'm actually send it this way. All right, we still have a bit of stamina. What's up, King Gondor de la Montaña? How you doing, man? I'm waiting for those reports. Y'all knew what you were signing up for. Nobody forced anyone to join the server. Exactly. What's up, Ark? What's up, Mac? That's the thing, it's... I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. One thing I'm learning is that everybody play... a lot of people are just playing, characters. People play nice in a public chat, but then talk bad about people behind their back. It's crazy, man. This game has kind of shown me what humanity looks like. That's how I see the game. It's just this is just people, and people, leaders. They try to do something, but then their players are not happy because there's certain things, and they start pointing fingers at each other. These guys are bad. These other guys are bad too. It's just and it's crazy. It's honestly, I'm not surprised at why humanity is the way it is. because of this game. This game has taught me that. Now, did you guys know this? So I started building a fort over here. I actually might not want a fort over here because it's all the way back, still inside of my of my range. I might not want I haven't yet decided, but did you know that you can now, you couldn't do this before, but now you can click the X here and you can get 80% of your points back. I think that's perfectly put, Bane. This game is a social experiment. Yes, it is. Basically, look, the game doesn't give you any instructions. Like, you do whatever you want to, and the way that people play the game. Of course, it's a game. Of course, it's a game, but you still see how people act when something doesn't go their way, when they're losing, or also when they're winning. I see a lot of people become bullies when they're winning. And then, like, you guys been following some of the drama around certain servers, right? And then, but now, they're bullies when they're winning, but now that they're losing, they call on the victim card. So we are in the Matrix. Very interesting. All right, so you can undo a force now. You lose 1 point, but I can wait until like a minute, 1 second, and cancel this off and build the one that's closer to me. No need to play nice in public chats. Well, at least King, at least for me, is if you're gonna play nice, if you're gonna play the nice card, then behave nicely. If you want to play the not nice card, at least show your face, so people know what they're dealing with. So, I mean, Gen X, I'm assuming you're probably a little bit butthurt on how the season is going. Is that why you have to try to attack people? Kind of funny way of interacting with people when you're trying to. So, Ark, I'm just talking about how things how things usually go in the game. I tend to not talk about things that go on in a server. So, because I've just talking to different people in different groups and seeing the same people having different behaviors in different situations, it's never gonna be a win. It's never gonna be a win. You can never win a situation. You're always gonna lose. So might as well not even comment on stuff. Now, something that I've been working on for a couple of days now. This is one of the reasons why I haven't live streamed. Is because I've been, in a way, obsessing over the build that I've been working on. One of the formations, and I've always done this. A couple seasons ago, a few seasons back, when I started running Frodo and Sam, before Saruman came out as with the new bottom R0 skill. You're welcome, Mark. I used to spend just hours thinking of ways to tweak and improve, even if it's by 5%. That's what the fun of this game has been for me. So, because of that, one of the builds that I've been working on, I wasn't really getting the results I was expecting. Justice, are you asking how can you play on the mega server? You join another server 1 or 2 seasons before the start in you. Well, I have another account that is with Yudes. That server is ending in about 7 days, I believe. So this is the other account that I use. So let me show you what the formation was. Let's see here. So if you go back a few days, It's still not even there yet, but I'm becoming quite happy with it. And it's this formation here. Okay, it's running. It's Sauron, the meta, the NRP meta. Okay. Of course, Ark, send it over a DM on Discord, and I'll try my best to look it over. All right. Good question. I mean, I messed up on the troop. I wanted to put wusses on someone to try to test a couple of things, right? I agree. I agree, Riv. I agree with you, my boy. Just let me let me explain what was going on. What was the theory behind the build? Okay, what was the idea behind the build? I like what you said too. What I usually like to do is have one large, one small, and one medium. So usually, what I would do, I will have a medium on Saruman, a large on Bjorn, and then a small on Gandalf, because at the level that I play, I can play him as a damage dealer, and so I don't always get counter. Right? I think I explained this part of my process a couple of times. You know, if let's say here, right? Let's say Dane is running small, so then Saruman would counter Dane. If Gandalf is running cavalry, then Bjorn would counter him. And if Saruman is running large, then Gandalf would counter, the Saruman. Okay, that's usually how I will play. But I've been thinking about ways to improve or do things differently, especially since I'm trying to run multiple teams. So for example, Fell Beasts, although they're great, they're pretty good. I don't want to be depending on them because they're very expensive. So I'm trying to cut down on resources. So initially what I started to, I was like, I'm gonna go crazy on initiative and the main stats for those commanders. So for example, let me see if I have a report where I can show you. Let's see. For example, look, I started going things like this, full focus, initiative, full focus, and in this case, I think I didn't change Bjorn that much. But then I was also playing with Sauron. What's up, Avicii? What's up, Avicii? All right, so started bringing Sauron to a full tank position with 194. When the round starts, he gets 10 for power bloodline, and so 204 is a pretty good place there, right? And evasive action with fortitude, pretty good there. But I wasn't getting the results that I was expecting. I was like, man, these guys are dying so quickly. Give me a second. Somebody just okay. There, like, I wasn't getting any reports where I was like, I was feeling like it was making do. I wasn't getting countered by the units. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I'm just getting killed, right? And so I started thinking a little bit. I was like, okay, so the full, at least for me, at least the way I was building it, the full focus team wasn't really cutting it. They weren't staying alive long enough. So what I decided to do was change it up a little bit. So I went from, it's yesterday. I should have a report with like maxed out focus on Gandalf. Let me see if I did. See, look, as you can see, I'm getting wrecked in every single report that I'm fighting. barely winning this one. Okay. I think at a point I was running Saruman or Gandalf at like 300 focus at some point. And like, this is not good. I mean, let me look at my favorites. No, not here. Let me see here. No, not this one. I guess this was the build. I was trying to remember if I have. See, this one is just full focus, no focus damage. Bjorn, I didn't really change. Okay, no defense, no nothing. And you can say, okay, the units. Okay, you're not doing too good on the units. Yes, that's true as well. But I have been finding more success in a different build that I'm using now, and I'll show you guys what I mean. And it's not final because it's not getting the right gear sets and things like that. But but it's actually been very, very fun to use. Okay, I'm landing now. Okay, so can I hit somebody? I mean, hazy, I guess it's basically. I wish I had siege. I don't want to siege with them. Although I want the resources from uprooting. I don't want to be Chad D. Eldarian. Look at this. Hit hazy. Okay, so hopefully he lands in time that I get. Oh, is it Eldarian coming? Eldarian is coming. Okay, I'm right here. I wish somebody would come for me. So this is the build that we're going with, guys. You guys ready? It's been good. Like I said, not the premium, not the final, but it's a huge improvement from what I was able to run a couple days ago. Okay, so still Mountain Trolls, the same build here, going for all initiative, starting to prepare the ultimate tank unit in just a little bit. Okay, but this is where I've changed the build, and it's been doing really well so far. Like I said, I need to change this. You think, okay, Durin's plate is fine. Yes. But I'm losing 12 of unit defense here, which I could bring Guardians up to 151. 151 defense with 196. Okay. The reason why I'm okay going below 190 or 200 with Bjorn first is so with the relic, I'm already at 210 here almost. Okay. Okay. I'm already at 210 here. And something, I'm not sure if you guys did really know this. Who was coming here? Legolas. Oh man, I need to hit somebody. I guess Eldarian. Let's go. Let's do a hit. What's up, Inspector Josh? Inspector Josh with the $5 super chat. Steroid donations, cleaning orders. Shh. All right, man. I appreciate the super chat. Oh man, I appreciate the support, brother. I really do. Oh, there you go. That was a good hit. Let's have a quick look at the report. So this is honestly what I'm trying to do. Let's see how what Eldarian looks like. I don't know, but this is a much better number. What's up, Avicii, hitting us up with a 12 € super chat. Avicii, I appreciate it, but I know what's for. I know it's for the baby. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna be sure to let the baby know and bring the baby here once when it's born. Ark, I got your message, bro. I'll see your stuff in just a second. Is that okay? All right, cool. Who's coming? Oh, I might try to hit him with this half army to see what happens. I appreciate it, Avicii. Now let's have a quick look here at Eldarian. Let's see what his build is. Okay, he's running the mirror to me. He is running an R14 Bjorn with a R11 Sauron, R15 Dane, and a R14 Gandalf the White. Good setup. Now, this is what, There is not BN. What is BN? Hark, brother. Look, if you're enjoying the game, it doesn't really matter, man. Look, I think I'll be the last person to, you know. Oh, I can't believe we stood that one. We stood that hit from Legolas. Woohoo! Let's go, baby. Oh, sorry. All right, cool. Like we just we withstood the second hit from Legolas, and this is the kind of stuff I'm trying to build. You know, we got an R14, Z2. Okay. R13 and a Z2. Now you can say, well, man, you compare yours to him. The thing is, if I show you some of the reports that I was losing to with the other build, you're gonna be like, oh wow, okay, so you're losing to accounts, invested wise, a lot smaller than the one that you have. This is why I was getting very frustrated. Now let me show you what I've built. I might want to pull back a little. I don't want to get wrecked here. Maybe I'll stand here for a while. Okay, so let me show you what I've decided to go with. I don't have the right gear sets. Let me see how much damage we did on this one. 272, and we took 112. All right, I'll take that. Right, so look. Bjorn is running small units for now, okay? And I'm not too sure I want to run them, but they're actually doing quite well because of how much HP and defense they have. They've been doing extremely well for me. I might consider Woodman or something like that later down the line, or a large T2 Troll, because they have 40 HP. And if somebody's started to run, for example, if they started to run, there's 2 medium units here. I would have done a lot more to them, especially to them, and nothing to him. But the damage from this guy would have been a lot lower because, in this case, I'd be running a large. So it's finding out what people run more and then, adjusting according. But the idea here is, I forgot to show you guys why I'm okay on Bjorn. One is because of the relic, right? But there's a second reason why I'm okay running Bjorn at sub 200. Maybe something for you guys to consider is that in round 4, when our top R0 pops off, you get 15% of attack. Okay, where is my 15%? Where is it? Give me a second. Oh no, I was looking at round 3. Let's go. Okay, beginning of round 4. When Bjorn goes. Okay, round 3 still. Let's go down to Bjorn, round 4. Okay, I get 15% extra attack. Now, see, I'm back at 190 because I got 29.5%. So maybe I should consider going a little bit higher to be at 200 once, after the debuffs and things like that. Okay, but this is why at round 4, when you're really doing your big damage, you get an attack boost. So take that as you may. So I started with 194, went down from his debuff, and still was able to do this. But the other things that I'm doing, like I said, the gear sets, I might consider going with attack. I might consider going with something defensive, because I feel like defense is just a little bit better than offense for survivability. And I like survivability. I'm the kind of player that likes to hit 2 stacks and drawing on the second one, allow me to pull back and do other things, or destroying the 2 fully and then getting wrecked on the third one. This kind of things might help you do that. Okay, but this is what I'm going for. I'm going to go with 2 defensive weapons here for the helm and for the chest. I need to get a high elf hauberk. Like I said, it'll put me up at 151. I wished Bjorn with his power of bloodline would be a little bit better. It sucks. Bjorn is one of the worst for power of bloodline, because the only one that he really buffs are useless in terms of resources. he becomes so expensive for if you want to get yourself boosted. The only one that would make ever sense to run would be Bjornings. But then, getting an extra 10 from Bjornings just, to get that extra defense is definitely useless unless you are wanting to use a large unit on him on purpose. Like I said, I tend to use T2 trolls on Bjorn. That's what I usually run. So running a Bjorning might not be too bad, so I get that extra defense. But now this is why I said I wasn't streaming, is because I kind of obsess over numbers. And then I start running numbers up and down, see what, if it's worth it or not. Let's have a quick look here. Now, if you want to look really quick at the T2 troll, let's see HP wise and defense wise if it's worth. You got minus 10% from being a large unit, correct? But you have 40 HP per single unit. So you got divide this 1,000 by 25. What's 1,000 divided by 25, guys? Isn't it 40? 1,000 divided by 25. Yes, like I said, it's 40. 50. What the heck, Riv? I'll show just a second. Nox, give me a second. But the issue is the low defense, correct? All right. I know Riv. Riv is the man. So you got 24 of defense, correct? Which is really low, but he is a T2. The issue, I need to unlock Bjornings to see the resource exchange. I guess we can see it from here, right? We can see it's... Let me just take a quick photo. Give me a second. Because at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, correct? Either resource or stamina or number of troops. Okay, so we got that information. It's 28 defense, 24 defense, and then 40 of HP. Now let's have oh man, somebody did get me. You punk. All right. And then let's go to Bjornings over here. Let me have a look at something here really quick. No, high healing. Yeah. So Bjornings, they have the same HP, okay, but they have 16 more defense. So defense-wise is great, but they are tier 3. The question is conscription. What's the cost? So Bjornings are no, I never use Bjornings. Look, it's 6,500 grain, 6,400 ore, and 4,200 wood. Look at the T2 trolls. Can you guys see that? It's 7,800 grain and then 1,700 of the other two. I never run Bjornings over T2 trolls. The 16 defense would never justify it. Now you can say, oh, but you get another 10. You get 50 defense, from Bjorn alone. If I have a lot of resources, then yes, then I would run that. If you're low on resource, you're trying to be as cheap as you can, I would not. You get the minus 10 here. You get the debuffs here for extra damage, but it's too expensive. Now, I mean, it would be enticing to use them because 50 plus whatever I'm getting from my gear right now is actually really good. I'm getting 84. So that's 130. Yeah, it'd be about 130 total. 130, 134 total on a large unit. That's not bad at all. Okay, but I don't know. I think it'll be the trade-off on resource would be too high to justify it. We can give it a go later. All right, we got these are. I'll have a look in just a second here, Hermes. Okay, but there's other two things that I'm looking for, and one of them is not what usually people will do. This is why I'm testing. Okay, the second one is this guy here, kind of standard, right? Going with the single, the defense, and then the focus, and then initiative. I'm going to go to as much initiative as I can on Sauron to bypass the slower Sauron's R3. This is the kind of thing I was thinking for days, right? If an enemy Sauron is faster than me and their madness procs in round 3, so if they proc their madness and it hits Saruman, there's a chance that a bunch of my hits I self-nuke. This one for sure. It's still happening in, sorry, not this one. This happens the first 5 rounds. So I can hit myself round 3 and round 4 I can hit myself. I can hit myself in round 3 because many colors also in round 3. It's 2-round cooldown. So the first proc is in round 3. And this one no, because this is at round 4. But round 4 I can. Round 4 I can still hit myself because it's madness for 2 rounds. That's the kind of stuff you have to counter. So this I've been kind of going crazy over these numbers and try to work around. So this is the second build. I'm even considering testing. Okay, we don't have to freak out yet. Going with another full defensive helm here. No focus. It's 18, right? So if I do minus 18, it's 206. I have 206, and then I still have 7 levels, which would give me 213 focus if I go full defense. I might do that, okay? And the last but not least, this is the build that I'm going for Gandalf. I got to change this to a cask because I'm losing 8 of defense here, okay? I could be at 118 on a freaking T1. I'm using Horseman right now. I'm using a T1 right now. And I was able to take on 2 hits. Very low HP, although almost this is the kind of stuff that I've been kind of obsessing about. Okay, these are not the best ones. T2 Knights would be a better one to run. They're more expensive. They're a little bit more expensive than Guardians. But if somebody's using small units, okay, even if T2 Knights are 20k in resources more expensive per full army, you're gonna be doing 20% more damage to them, meaning you likely lose less in one hit. Okay, the same hit if you're hitting the same guy with small units, you're gonna lose less units because now you're using the unit that counters them. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And T2 Knights have quite a lot of it. They have 82 of HP. If you divide that by 2, because their supply is 2, correct? Then that means that they have 41 HP if they were small units, which is pretty close. It's 2 difference to Guardians. Huge. All right? Huge. Okay? Now, let me show you some reports. I started running now. So T1 Horseman, Gondor Horseman with Marauders. I went with Marauders because they don't have as great stat as the Gondor Cavalry do. For Gondor's T2 is 82, 84. I gotta look. But the defense is also lower on the T1. The T1 Marauder is a lot lower than the T1 in Gondor. So I prefer being safe with the T2s. This is a pretty budget army right here. Pretty budget because a lot of players are running small units. These 2 are still, even though they have very little HP, the resource that I'm spending for these cavalry units is so low that it justifies being able to only hit 1 or maybe 2. It justifies. It's very cheap to train 1,000 of these. But as you guys can see, I've been stacking up a lot of defense. Once I finish this, I shall have another cask fully refined, right? So that gives me 118 of defense on a T1 unit. Like I said, HP is not the highest, but I was doing well when I was using the T1 trackers. Look, before I cooked some of those, I was using the T1 orcs right here. Look at the difference between Gondor and them. This is 52 HP. Okay, 52 and 59. 52 and 59. That's 7 HP of difference. All right, Eduardo, my friend, I appreciate it. we'll definitely try to, we'll probably be live streaming tomorrow earlier because, I'm off tomorrow. So we should have a good time to stream earlier than today. As you guys can see, 59 HP versus 52 is a big difference when you're trying to stay alive. All right. So this is the kind of things you guys have to consider. I was running the meta down there with mostly focus, and I was just getting wrecked. But as you guys can see now, funny enough, somebody mentions Z16 and worrying about resources. Look, you still have to worry about resources. Because if you're not careful with your resources, you can be easily out of the fight. It doesn't matter. This is like week 1 into the server. 2? Week 2 now. We're into week 2. I mean, is this Kyle? Kyle? Is this the Kyle that I know, Kyle? Let's have a quick look at Hermes here. He hit Hazy. So Hazy's running an R10. Okay. Z7 with a 1.0. Okay, early rounds. Yeah, it is Kyle. It is that Kyle. Ooh, Z10, Gandalf the White, and a Z7. There you go. Pretty good setup. Ooh, man. Come on. You're running him as a tank with no defense? That's rough. Scalham doing some work with 1.0 gear. Nice. Z6 Dane. I actually want to swap. I want to swap Bjorn for Dane later. I still have a soft spot for Dane. He's just a legend. How you like him, my OG? Let's have a look. Oof. I think, if I'm not mistaken, no, Bambi. Who is Bambi? Bambi in order. Oh, I know who it is. No worries. I know, Blue Eyes. I know who it is. I know. I mean, it's decent for the setup. I mean, R5. It's for the gear that you're using. It's you're putting in some good work, versus cavalry counter all 3 of yours, doing extra damage there. Nothing here. I probably run some cavalry here. What's up, Pagan Goal? Appreciate the subscribe, man. I really appreciate it. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Sunan's definitely doing nothing for you. Ernesto, what is he doing with Sunan? Exactly. That's a good question. I probably remove that Sunan out of there, and he'd probably do a lot better. But it's looking good. It's looking good. So yeah, guys, that's what I've been doing for the last 3 days. 17k was the heal from Sunand. Where is it? 17k from the heal. So that's what I've been doing for the last 2 days. I've been going crazy over the numbers, trying to improve the build. So this is the kind of stuff that, you think, oh, you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, you do. Because a few days ago, I was running, gear-wise, quite a bit different gear. Troops, look at this. One hit, I was gone. Nothing was working. What's up, Avicii? Avicii with the €6 super chat now, man. Come on, Avicii. I haven't run a unit attack, man. I have not run a unit attack on Gandalf. I can. I mean, I'm liking where my build is right now. I like doing things like this where I can hit twice and then be alive. I like this. Go troop damage, don't be... Man, look, I'm running T1 and T2s. You've been able to, hit twice and still be alive. I think we're happy where we are. I mean, I am running a true build. I can. Let me see. Let me swap. Let's see what I have here to swap with, though. Helm, take care, brother. I don't think I have mountain trolls right now. Yep, no mountain trolls. I could do these guys. I barely have any troops that I want to use, though. Let's bring in. I'll show you guys the other two formations that I'm working on. Now we're gonna have to obsess over those ones. Okay, we got resources. Let's just exchange some. Ooh, need this. Here we go. This is why I gotta go cheap, you know? Think about it. Mountain trolls are already pretty, like they're on the cheaper end. They're already expensive. So we're gonna slowly but surely build the top, the best tanks in the game. And now we go for some. We got some guardians. We need some of these guys. Let's save these and save these. These are already saved. Okay. So I need some horsemen. And I need some more marauders. I do just a little bit. They last longer than dwarves, though. Who does? So Nox, you wanted to see the pins. Let's have a look at the pins. So you got this pin over here, 53.1 million. That's the second highest. That's the second highest right now from the server so far. You got a small pin down here because we just took the pass. So now we're going after some of the tiles down here. And then you got two pins over here. 17.3 and 26.6. That's what we got, y'all. Let's see a few reports from Riv. Oh, not that one. This one. Look at that beautiful Riv. Funny though. I mean, I know you're using them for the initiative. They have crazy initiative. That's what I was using earlier, Riv. But honestly, I feel like Marauders would be a better bet. Like I said, I was running it before. Or even the T1, you know, Evil Man, because their HP is so low. Their HP on scouts is so low that one extra initiative or two, to me, feels very, very, very low. I mean, have a look, you know. It's 52 HP on and 17 initiative, correct? So if we go, I mean, resource-wise, I think they're pretty close to each other, but I'm just thinking of HP, you know, because HP is the first thing you want. So it's 52. I mean, look at that, from 52 to 56. That's equivalent to 2 HP on a small unit. That's pretty, you know, that's a lot. And only 2 initiative down. No, that's what I'm saying. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to, you're comparing the T1s. That's what I mean, yeah. So that's 28 on these guys. 39, 29, and 700. I mean, maybe that's the difference. 20, 39, 29. 39, 29. Yeah, I mean, they seem a little bit cheaper they seem a little bit cheaper too, so yes, it makes sense. Yeah, it take a little bit longer and a little bit more expensive, so yeah. But looking at barely just resource wise, the mercenary is a little bit better because they do have 56 of HP, which would be equivalent to 28, right? 28. And then the horseman is equal to 29.5, right? So almost 2 over the marauders. So this is why I still prefer these guys. And they have 16 of initiative. Think about that. So I know that maybe, I mean, if you're looking for HP and initiative, I think horseman, like I said, is better than both of them. Because you got basically between the scout and the horseman, you got 4 HP, almost 3.5. Say 3.5 of HP higher, almost 4 HP higher than the scout does if they're small units. So basically 30 HP on each. One initiative less. The only thing that maybe I'm thinking here you might care more than that is the power of bloodline from Scalhelm, which I don't know if something you look into. If you are looking into it. I think, what does she give? Is it just to orcs and Urukai? I mean, look, she gives it to Evil Man too. So if you want the extra 10, instead of going full man, which I think is really good. There you go. So I go with Horseman. But that's the last thing we have to look into is how expensive are horsemen compared to the other two. Time-wise, not much more. And resource, I mean, that's where you might, you might hurt yourself here because you got, let's just do a quick math here. It's just adding up everything. Let's say you had everything equal, right? So it's 7,500 for that amount. And you go down here for the scouts. It's, it's 5,600. So 5,600 per hour, per 100 supply, 7,500. That's 1,900 more every 100 supply. So, like I said, if resources are pretty comfortable, then I go horseman. If resources are really, really, really tight, then probably scouts are my better option. Like it, love it, love it, love the T1s though. Love it though. That's really good. Because he's, R13, R15, R8, and R8. Riv is no small player, but what a Z1 looks beautiful. Wow, you're running that on him too. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Barely took any losses. Look at this, no losses at all. What the heck is going on here? Barely any focus. Wow, that's really good. You probably took very little damage, I'm gonna have to assume. You took, 21. Wow, that's pretty low. But then you healed 30k. That's amazing. Brock, what's the respect level you're considering going with her? Yeah, that's rough, man. You're going full war. Considering resource, I think you won. Resource-wise, I still think you won. But that's a loss right there. I'd be going full damage if you're gonna do something like this. I'd be just going full damage on him. I've been seeing some really cool results. I barely won, but that's the thing though. I think if you went full damage on him in this instance, you would have done 40, 50,000, which would have then put you in a pretty good positive on this one. All right, let's have a look. Let's do this first before I look at yours. Let me look at arcs. So Rob, is it Rob? Yeah, Rob said, why does everyone read the tags by participants and not deaths? That's because I want to know how many people are actually active. I don't care how many people are dying. That's me, right? I want to see how many people are participating in the fight. That's what I care about. That's what I want to see is how many people are participating. Okay, let's send me. Sauron is really low on stamina. Let's transport. Do we have enough? I need. See, I don't have enough horsemen. Got a lot of scouts. I guess I can do scouts and marauders, but I'm missing trolls. How many trolls do I have? Only that. So I guess we're gonna do this really quick. Okay, I'll have R10 tonight. R10 is the minimum you want to go. Sadly, Skelhelm, Riv, correct me if I'm wrong here. Skelhelm is one of those commanders that you kind of need a high respect. Correct? Am I wrong here in my assumption, or am I pretty correct here? Yeah, so there you go. Okay? But then ideally, just like Riv said, essentially what you want for her, she needs to be faster than Gandalf because she avoids the damage reduction for White Council. She does full damage even after White Council goes, you know? Yeah, if you want to dominate, you want her as Z. But if you Nice. Keep refining. If she's I like her. Look, let me show you a couple of reports. Look at this, okay? I saved these because I was like, what the heck is going on here? You know? For example, this one. Look at this. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? Look at this. Selenith had barely any troops. And he runs, I think it's a he, I'm assuming, all full damage. Look at this. Warcry. He is going for the huge buff, you know, in the first 4 rounds to do as much damage as possible. All of them running full, you know, Warcry, lore, as much damage as possible, and it worked. Look at this. I took 174,000 of damage, you know, and I only did 97,000. It's pretty crazy, you know. So Skelheim is a good commander. I definitely like her. She is one that requires a lot more investment than most, but I think she's cool. Okay, so I think we got the troops now. Let's send them over here. Let's go Frodo and Sam. Need the trolls. All the trolls. We need just enough horsemen. And yeah. Guardians. Got guardians too? Yeah, we got it. Oh, need guardians. Okay, gotta go down on somebody here. Ooh, let's do this. Let's see what we have first. What do we have? I have to recall some. Let's recall these guys. Yep. Okay. Now we'll transport. So we do 2,000 of these. 1,000 of you guys. Ooh. There we go. 1,000 of you guys. And then the rest of these guys. Perfect. There we go. We're going. All right, let's pull up. Let me just save your images arc really quick. Let's see. I guess I can just pull up on Discord. Okay, are they gonna load? Okay, yeah, that should be fine. Let's pull up your formations here. Here we go. All right, boom. Okay, so this is your main team, I think. Here we go. So yeah, this is his main. So he's got a Elmer, R9 Elmer. Okay, sound. R10 Gandalf the Grey. R5 Lurtz and R5 Theoden. All right. I'm trying to think here. I'm not sure. You got three commanders that are pretty solid, right? You got Lurtz, Elmer, and you got Gandalf the Grey. I'm not sure how Theoden fits because he has a top skill that does damage. Correct? Let's look at Theoden really quick. Give me a second here. So Theoden. It's been a while since I played with him, so you got the renew that does damage, which is great. Then you have everything that he does is essentially for, I mean, it's a damage stack, and then follow up damage. Have you been getting good reports with Theo Arc? Because he's basically the outlier in your formation. He is a troop commander, and your build is basically relying around the meta, which is damage reduction and commander damage. If you could, what I probably do is replace it with somebody. Unless you have reports where he's showing some good results, I try to replace him with somebody. And just looking at your current team, I'd say that your best likelihood of doing well will be, as much as I don't like him, I mean, I like him, but as niche as he becomes, let me go back. I do like him, but as much as he's niche, your R1 Gil might be a better option. He can serve you as your tank because the evasion from him is actually very decent. And then you run cavalry, something like that. So yeah, I think they won't match as good. Let's look at your alt. I mean, your alt is actually quite solid, my friend. You got Sauron over here with Shadow and Lurtz are decent, and your Gandalf the Grey. You got basically your T2 meta right there. If you can upgrade to somebody like, you got a Dane here, if to a Dane to R4 or a Bjorn R4, you're pretty much set there. And this is where you have to start, this is where you have to then start playing with units, countering units that are going to be, if you're a smaller player, you can't go toe to toe with the exact same units, as a bigger player. It's how the game works. So let's say, for example, you're hitting somebody that has Saruman. You might want to use somebody like a T3 Ent that has focus reduction, or somebody like let's go over here. Let's go to the game here. Right, you want to go maybe with the Ents, not this one, right? Not this one, but this also have the focus damage, right? Minus 25. Or you might want to go with these guys, okay? The Half Trolls. Half Trolls also have 30% focus received. So you can send it in the Hangouts, Brock, in the general Hangouts, okay? So that's like, these are the things you have to look into when you're fighting players. You can't look at somebody's report and say, I'm going to do the same, I'm going to get the exact results. Maybe you're not, maybe because the other guy has agility on his gear set that you're not. Maybe they have more attack or more defense, and all these other things to come into play. In your alt, I probably, from what I'm looking here, I run the top 4 that you have there. up until I can switch to a Dane. Now, if you're gonna spend the money, spend money in the game, then get a Dane or a Bjorn here. But even at the other one, I still think your best bet will be replacing Theo with somebody else. I mean, you're running him as a tank. That's the thing, though. As a tank, there's not much that he's giving you there. You know. I mean, you're doing great here. I mean, they're all T4s, and you're doing basically this is what you're doing here. But I would just replace Theo with Gil. You probably do a much better job here. I run. You got a R1 Gil. He probably do better than what Theo is doing, because at least here you're giving yourself, the evasion for the first few rounds. Although you're doing extremely well versus this guy here. Let's see the second one. Funny enough, you're actually not doing too bad here. But then you're playing against, some very commanders that are not really fit to play together, I probably try Gil in his place, and most likely switch out Theo for somebody else you can in the future. Maybe Sauron or an Undying. If you get an R1 Undying, he's actually going to be R2 Undying. Will be crazy as a tank for you here. Crazy. Okay, R2 Undying would be great. Do you have an Undying unlocked? So I don't know if you have Undying unlocked, but R2 Undying would be great. Yeah, something like that. Probably. Because Theo's skills basically just offensive. Like, he doesn't have his skills aren't defensive at all. Let's go down here. Let's hide this for a second. Oh, there we go. We got that. So Theo, right? His skills are all offensive. You got X damage here. You got attack here. Doesn't even give you defense. This is nice, but also attack. So you're making yourself extremely offensive right here also. You got 10 HP here and 10 HP here. That's pretty good. 20% HP. Not bad, huh? But still, you only have offensive stuff. So Range 0 has tried the offensive, I thought. Doesn't he just run swans now? I'm not sure if he changed it. I have no clue. Okay, but I mean, you can run Gil. Run Gil. You're not going to do bad. You're going to have to always be running elves, which some people don't like, but you'll be fine. Yeah, people still do fine with Gil. That's what I do. All right, so let's look at a couple more. Let's look at this player here, Filmeo. Sorry if I'm reading this wrong. So you're running Z1. Okay. 116 defense, that's pretty good. 217, that's pretty solid. So running him as a support at this level, that's probably the best thing you can do. Okay. All right, so I hope you're watching. I'll give you some quick, just kind of right now, kind of glancing through the things you're probably struggling the most. This is fine here. You got some defense, which is good. You're you're missing out a little bit on, on the refines, which is going to come with time. But this is pretty solid. You got 97 of defense, which is not bad. Lurts, I mean, it's pretty good here. Oh man, if you only had a little bit more attack, but then again, you're gonna get a lot of attack from this skill here, which is not bad. Okay, that's pretty solid here. No, you're definitely gonna suffer a little bit. 106? Why is that beyond your comprehension? I've seen Lurts do that pretty consistently. You're probably not getting a little bit more damage just because of the refines here, and also, the axe is has the best range, the minimum and the maximum. So you're probably gonna, you're dropping a little bit of damage here, but you're actually doing fairly decent. I don't think you're doing bad at all. Oh, I mean, I've seen Lurts do 100k for sure. I mean, of course, he's doing 20% extra damage because he's hitting small units. you know. But Hazy's no small player, so I'm not sure if. I mean, you did, considering who you just hit, you're doing an incredible job here. Not sure if there's anything that you should change. Legolas has to be better than Lurs with the change, right? Funny enough, I couldn't tell you, honestly. I've seen Lurtz. I've seen Legolas do 120, but not consistently above 120. This is almost fully refined, like R15. So I haven't seen a lot of people running Legolas either recently, so I couldn't tell you. Look, I think you're doing an incredible job here, actually. Let's see, any. Yeah, I mean, you did he did a little bit of madness to himself. I think you're doing great. What's up, Simon? I think you did incredibly well. Like you did both your damage dealer, your Dane did almost as much as a scowl, and that's a Z something scowl with fully refined relic. And you did more than his Sauron, so I think you did extremely well. You did 288. He took 294. He took more damage than you, man. So I think you're doing good. Let's look at the last one, and we go back to the game for a little bit. Let's send our army up while we're looking at this last report, or this last anybody to hit. Yes, we do. King Brawl something. Who is this guy? Oh, he's gonna hit him. Oh, I need to drop a tile. All right, I'm gonna go over here. Hopefully. Oh, so close to. Oh, what the heck? Gotta get my tubes ready. As my grandma tells me, be a duck and let it roll. Oh, feel like water. That's a good perspective, man. All right, look at that. We're running freaking T1s and T2s. Okay, so let's send it to our good friend here while we drop a tile. That's fine. You go. 13 minutes, guys. Gonna have to just wait it out. Before I look at this one, something that last season, if you guys watched, followed through our season with youths, you know that we got bombarded during that season. We got wrecked left and right. But to be honest, it's the one that I had the most desire to stay on. It's the season that I wanted to be sure I was on every day, because my team depended on me, was dependent on me. So because of that, oh man, he went off. Okay, so maybe somebody will come as we take it. So I don't know I don't want to sound like, hey, you're advancing, so you're telling people to fight. What I'm trying to say is these are the kind of moments that make or break a team. No, I'm not saying American gods are gonna, disband. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I mean is, most seasons that I've played, when anybody starts pushing, people tend to start dropping off. It's two extremes, right? When a server is too boring, that there's really nothing to do, people are like, I'm not gonna put 5-10 hours every day into a dead server. There's no point for me to do that. So some people see it that way. But also, people will not a lot of times will not put time into a server that they're getting pushed and pushed and pushed. And to be honest, the ones that I had the roughest were the funnest ones, because it's when players would just, if you have a team of warriors, it's the servers where the team will just look, next go guys, just get here. We hold here. Everybody just gets there, and you say, okay, we move one tile at a time. Just go one at a time. That's what we're doing, guys. Just one at a time. And you make some momentum. Playing with youths last season and losing has really cleared to me, saying I'm going to play to the end even if I lose. But that is dependent on the team being active. You trying to stay active when your team has basically quit the server. It's very hard. No, I'm gonna do this alone. I'm gonna keep staying active alone. It's very hard. But if your team decides that they're going to play, it's one of the best seasons when your team because it becomes a bonding experience, honestly. Crazy. Like somebody said earlier, it's a social experiment. And I hope that all the 8 teams that are here right now will play this way, because last season we lost. It was such a fun season. Such a fun season. I was looking to hit you, my good friend, over here. So I'm gonna land here, and hopefully somebody comes. I always go on the I always go on the road tile instead of going on the ones that I can actually build stuff on. I'm gonna have to build on this one. Yeah, baby. Those seasons are good to filter out the bad apples. That's true as well. That's true. True for shizzle. All right, so let's look at this other set of commanders really quick. And I'll turn on the Discord. All right, where is... There we go. All right, so let's have a quick look here. All right, so our good friend here is running a R6 Stain. Man, you got a pretty good setup here already. Only thing that looks, I'll give you what I change when you're able to. All right, so where is Brock? I'm assuming Brock, right? Brock, you're doing the sunset. What's up, Keelan? How you doing, man? All right, so yeah, it is Brock. So I'll tell you exactly what I change if, just by looking. The first thing is just your command helm. The command, at this level, having 30 command, getting that 100, 130 can give you, I think, close to like 10% damage reduction on your troops. That's huge, even if you have low defense. That's the first thing. Second thing is making sure that the first point allocation you're giving is to Durin's Blood. 1 point in Durin's Blood, 1 point into King Under the Mountain, and then the rest doesn't, like the first point, and the rest doesn't matter. Okay, you got. Oh, you're already setting yourself up good, my friend. That's good. That's really good. That's true. That's a good point. That's a very, very, very good point. That's a very good point, League. But then, then again, having 202 of attack, but basically no command, I'm not sure which is going to do him more. I think command is still better. I think command will be better overall. But like you're setting yourself up really nice, because you already got the gear for the defense too. You gotta strengthen that baby. 450 command is kind of like already a great point to be, even if you can't refine anything right now. It's just getting those strengthenings to get close to that 200 defense. You're set right there. All right. Okay. I see what you're doing here. Yeah, this is solid too. 350 command. If you can get a little bit more defense as a support, you want the high focus and a little bit of survivability. You can't really do damage, but this is pretty good, man. And last but not least, sheesh, 185 of focus with 122 of command. That's good. I'm not gonna lie, man, you're actually doing really well. At this rate, I get also. I'll give you. Ooh, you're gonna. Oh, so you're gonna get Skellhelm to R10, correct? See, in your case right now, my friend, what I do is focus all that gear into one formation. You have probably enough gold to get one team extremely well. What's up, Riv? Should do the stun instead of the heal. I don't know. I don't know. I get what you mean, but I'm not sure. I mean, fine. You can go R5, right? What's up, EJU? Look at who has showed up. How you doing, man? I guess you could do 5 points there, and then at level 50, do 8 points into the heal. But yeah, that could work. Defense like this, if you can, something similar to this arc. You can't use the Reckoning on Gil, so you're gonna have to go with the Noldor sword or the Ling. The Ling. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly. You're either gonna go with this one, the Noldor sword that he has on Undying, or the Ling, whatever. Okay. So, what I do in terms of gear. There you go, Brock. That's pretty good. But I mean, you got the right here on Sauron anyways. You don't really need the Ling. Witch King will likely work as if you're running a full formation of troops. He can help you really well with the double attacks. But the way you're building him, you're trying to build him for damage. He won't do a whole lot of damage. He won't do crazy with the damage. So I'd run him as a tank. I've seen him do well as a tank at your level, unless you go higher and you can do some damage or some really strong troop. He still won't do crazy amounts of damage though. That's the thing. What I would do if I were you, I choose your two main damage dealers, which could be your Saruman and your Skellhelm, if you want. Or a physical like Dane and one of the other ones, and just go full on the gear for those, because you got enough gear to have an A team at a really strong level. But the way you're separating your gear right now, you're really hurting yourself a little bit. You could have 3 stars refined on this tank here instead of having all those gear, divided into Undying for, because what you can do. Okay, what you can do, and this is what some people do when they're at the mid level, they create 2 formations that use the same gear. So, for example, you can run. What's up, Irons? How you doing, man? So let me give you an example. You can run Undyne as your tank and share the gear between Sauron. Take care, Noxie. Exactly. So your Dane and your Shadow share the gear. Your Undyne and your Sauron share the gear. Your Saruman and Skellhelm share the gear. And then you choose a final commander at the end. Right? Gandalf the White and I guess Witch King. I guess Witch King could be that one as well. He's kind of he can be kind of a a mini CC debuffer like Sauron in a way, not to the same level, but potentially something like that. Or you can even try to run that in this case, Witch King as a troop damage with Snagas. Some people have been running them that way and been getting decent results, but I'm not too sure on that. I probably use him as a semi-tank for the debuffs and the stuns, honestly. For the Witch King. For a you could try Key Rune. You could try a Key Rune. You could try a Gandalf the Grey. I mean, you're needing basically a support. Evil sometimes does pretty well with triple damage because you got Undying. You could potentially just do a triple damage. I mean, Gandalf the Grey at R10 would be pretty decent for you, I'd say. Oh, we hit somebody, huh? Let's go, let's go. We hit somebody. Somebody gonna guard me? Does that make sense, Brock? Alerts R10. See, this is the case where I would test. But look, let's go back. You're trying to use the same gear on multiple teams, right? And so if you have alerts, you're gonna need to have another set of gear just for alerts. So you're gonna dilute your physical damage. What I do is run Gandalf the Grey for now, because your Gandalf the White and Gandalf the Grey can share the gear. Does that make sense? So basically, if you run Gandalf the Grey for now, you can max out the gear, the refines on that, the first set, and then you have exactly the same commanders to share between them. Undying Sauron, Dane Shadow, Saruman Scowlhelm, Gandalf the White, Gandalf the Grey. Perfect. Now you can test his CC is okay. Because let me remove your screen. I'll show you mine with the Witch King. Okay. There's a player running Witch King. I'll show you too. So this might give you some ideas too. Witch Kings, he has his Nazgul skill, which is it's fairly decent, right? You got this one from his top R0, and then you got the debuffs. So this is how I would use, if you still want to use him and not Gandalf the Grey, I just go full, basically, support tank. Some defense on him. I don't really care about, I care more about the command, like I said. So tank command will do you better than going with focus, because the more command you have, the more your debuff is, okay? And then put some agility on him. He's fairly fast, I think. He's okay. Not that fast. So I'll put some agility on him. Go some command, some troop defense for the snail, and then get the stuns. I don't really think you're going to get a whole lot of them unless you build them differently. So try which I've used Witch King as a CC debuffer. He does decent. Not going to go crazy, but he's going to do decent. A few hits of, let me show you a couple of reports though from maybe. Okay, so let me show you a couple of reports from King Under the Mountain here. He's running Witch King this season. Look at this. Okay. This is how he's running him. Full attack, full command. R14, a little bit different, right? There you go. 5 to 8 is not bad. So you can go. I mean, let's have a look of how much CC Witch King is giving. So gave 4 in this one, right? Did 59,000 damage of unit. So you can potentially run him this way. Look, he's running this team right now. Okay. He's also running, look at that, 63. Yes, Senko does have a really, I mean, Z10 Witch King. The pretty consistent 65s with spear throwers. So maybe you can run him this way, but you're gonna need a new set of gear as well to run him this way. All right. So. All right, boys and girls, let's see what we did in the fight. All right, so we're taking this tile here. We just landed here. We hit somebody, Exor, and we did really well. Look at this, running T1s, guys, wrecking these damage dealers. That's what we want to do. Going through right through that defense, and he's using. I mean, they're also very slow. Let's see, Z1 Gandalf or Dane. A R11 Bjorn, doing more damage than Dane, and R10 Gandalf. That's what we want. You know what's funny? Tell you guys a secret. I'm getting 3,000 merits, right, from this fight. If he would have done the same level of damage to me, let's say he wiped me, right, and he had this much left, he would be getting like 17,000 XP and like 2,000, probably less merit, because I'm running T1s and T2s. T1s and T2s give less merit as well. World, he posted in world chat. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Look at that. Running T1s all the entire time. He just completely wrecked when it comes to resource. Oh, look at this Z9. Wow. 131 defense. That's pretty solid. I mean, Kyle made my Saruman the garbage that he is. What do you mean? What do you mean he made your Saruman the garbage? What what you talking about? Oh, let me see. So 1, 2. Oh, here we go. Oof. I mean, with all the evasion here, it's also pretty crazy. I mean, resource-wise, though, I think you probably won comfortably, though. Jeez, what? I mean, isn't the evasion actually going on here? That's one report, man. That's one report. You can't say Saruman is trash because of one report. Come on, man. I mean, Kyle's no small fish, you know? It's crazy. I love seeing Kyle play because he runs troops formations that nobody runs. It's really cool. It's kind of like Jack. He's like the Jax of Flame or of Iron, old school Iron. Saruman is very decent, Riv. Come on. This is I think it has to be an outlier in the reports. No way. I mean, what happened to your other DMs? Let me see. I mean, I think you're running Saruman more now. Oh, that expired. You're only running Shadow now. Just quickly, who would you recommend on a B team as a second damaged Shadow, R7 or Lego R10? Shadow. If Shadow is ascended, oh, never mind. Yeah, then Legolas. R10, you get all 3 trees fully, and you got some extra damage from the R10. At R7, I have mine at R10 unascended, and he doesn't do very well. You need the damage stat as well that you get from ascended. That's solid though, y'all. I mean, oh man, somebody's coming for you. Ah, somebody's coming for him. I kind of want to go. Should I snipe? Should I snipe? See, this is the kind of things that people should take into account. I could easily come and hit that guy like, oh, I'm getting some more PvP. But then I basically made my teammate just waste 20 ability point, 20 stamina just to come here and hit that guy, and I take it over. This is the kind of thing I wish people kind of, be considerate of their teammates. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We're 23 minutes of finishing it. And what are we going to do? We're going to cancel it and get 2 points back. Yeah, baby. There you go. That's the cool things we're learning with the game. Lurtz needs high refined relic from my understanding. I mean, you saw that guy's report just barely. He was doing pretty decently from a 3-star refined, I think, relic. Not too bad. Let me go back to the game here. Give me a second. Oh, I was going to look at the merit for the week so far. I think we're still at the top. Yeah, baby, at 285. We're 285 at the top for our team currently. And have we gone up in merit for, yeah, we're okay, we're top 30 now. We were 32 at the beginning of the live. We're at top 30. Let's see if we can climb to top 20 by the end of tomorrow, maybe. Hopefully we can do that. Not in this stream chat. Which is the best relic or your favorite? Oof, my favorite? That's a very good question. And let's look over a few really quick. Oh, let me see if I can hit this guy. Give me a second. Did this guy just... Oh, who is it? Oh, Eldarian. The thing is, if I cut... he's going to go there. He's going to cross path with him anyways. Trying to protect his settlement here. Lothar. Riv with the Lothar relic. All right, so my favorite relic. That's a good question. What's up, Lotr? My favorite relic. I think I might already have a favorite one. It probably is this one. It's probably Azog's relic. It's probably between him and Gala's relic. Azog's relic to me is so good. When it's fully refined, damage dealt by the commander's formation unit to targets affected by stun or madness. 35%. I like it. It goes really well with his CC, damage increase kit. I like it. That's one of them. Gala's is the second one. It supports her build. Gandalf the Whites is dumb. What I mean dumb is because it doesn't support the kit, You're gonna get... you do the physical damage. You don't want to do physical damage. I'm never gonna give my commander attack. So why would I care about that? It's one instance of 60% fully refined. I wish there was something different to it. You know, I mean, it's cool, I guess, that you have the -4% if the enemy includes orcs. It's something people never look into. Nice little damage reduction there, extra. But when it comes to the damage, it's just weird. Bjorn, actually, I don't think it's as bad as looking at how I'm setting him up now with, you know, going full on defense. Having the extra attack is actually pretty decent for him. So it's not too bad for me. I think Bard is just useless. This is completely useless. Oh, the most disappointing, Bard would be one of them to me, because at round 6 you're not really doing any damage anymore and ignoring enemies' defense. Most people, like, what's like 20? If a unit has 80, you know, has 80 defense, what are you ignoring here? Yes, Jay, you're gonna do Doing's Blood first. Who else do you run? Okay. His is probably one of the worst ones. I also like Helms. I like the damage increase that he gives to the whole team. Probably one of the few ones. It's 9% for Helms formation, and then 6% to all three once he reaches 450 command. I think this is really good. Let's see the other one. I'm looking. This is one of the other most useless. Okay, this is the most useless one right here. Black Serpent has the most useless relic in the game, or one of the worst. From round 6 onward, attack of the commander's formation plus 30. Stupid. It's dumb. Let's look at the. There's a better one. What's the worst? What's the even worse one? Oh, you're not gonna tell me Frodo and Sam, are you? Yeah, I knew it. We talked about this in the past. I hope I mean, this has to be fixed. It's just dumb. It's the reason why he says it's bugged is because if this procs, then his R4 doesn't proc. Because it's both evasion. If this procs, then this doesn't proc. I mean, as a tank, that's as a tank commander, I actually don't think that's bad. Imagine you have for full 2 rounds, okay, you don't get hit once. That is huge as a tank. The issue is too, it requires orcs, which if you're playing NRP, this should be including any evil units, I think, or at least 2 different ones, not just orcs. Nobody runs orcs anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. The other one is the whole issue of the, you know, of not proccing one. Might have to send that to support again. All right, so we're sitting ducks. Oh, nobody hit this guy. What the heck? Somebody hit him. Nobody hit him. Oh, I know what it is. It's just I'm not gonna hit him. It's just a pather. I'm not gonna waste. See, you gotta look at this stuff, guys. If you don't know, I would have just hit a pather for 20 stamina on my main. Would have been a waste. Things seem to be slowing down though. Oh wow, nobody took this guy out yet. What's up, Doomy? Appreciate the subscription, my friend. I am truly. Oh, Seafree. Oh, the leader of gods sitting right here for the picking. Right here for the picking. The leader of gods. Here we go. All right, cool. But yeah, guys, just kind of going back to the build. This is what I've been working on, and it's been working incredibly well so far. And as you guys, oh, he did hit me here. Look. 3 hits, and then of course I didn't last on the. I mean, I still took 1,000 off, even though I was basically dead. So I wasn't doing this before with the other formation. Now we're doing pretty good there. Now the thing is, I gotta fix now. It's just getting the right gear sets. Potentially trying another defensive here. He'll be above 200. Will that really save my build? If even more, no idea. But we gotta try. hopefully makes it that much tankier, that much stronger. Well, I'll keep you guys posted. All right. We're just hitting 2 hours right now. Woohoo! Guys, we're gonna close the stream so we can get some rest. But we shall be back tomorrow to chat. 2 more? What 2 more? Where's 2 more? 2 more for what? Oh, 2 more hours? I wish, man. I mean, I could, but then I wouldn't. We'll be back tomorrow. All right. Just a couple of things. Don't forget, guys, if you can hit the subscribe. We already passed 5,600 subscribers on the YouTube channel. It's amazing. But don't forget to hit the like. Let me see how many likes we have. Got 64 peeps still watching, man. My wife is right behind me. She's right behind the green screen with the baseball bat. We got 39 likes, guys. Hit a couple more likes so the algorithm sends it out to everybody. We've been getting quite a bit of hits on the mega server streams. I gotta start working out on actual videos and builds and things like you guys just kind of been asking stuff. Gotta put that into writing, post it as videos so people can improve their gameplay. Like Brock, for example. Brock, with the amount of gear that you have right now, I would not focus on 2 formations. Just swap the gear, make a mirror team. Once that setup for your main PvP team is ready, then you can start thinking of different formations to run. But at this level, you once you get to a very competitive server, it doesn't have to be a big server like this, just a competitive one where people are very active. You're gonna feel the difference when your formation is struggles to take out a certain commander. Okay, so don't forget we'll be back here tomorrow, keeping you guys updated. And now I got to work on 2 other formations to get them to the level of this one. All right, guys. Have a good evening. Thank you for staying with me up until now. We got 65 people still watching. I honestly don't want to go. You guys are investing your time. So I want to, give back by being here more. But the way that I can be here more for you guys is by going to rest now, doing things that I got to do tomorrow at home. I'll be back here probably earlier tomorrow around 8 UTC for us to have a chat and continue the server. All right, guys, have a great evening. And I shall see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody.